Conquering and taking over the world one healthy habit at a time. You have dreams. You have goals and aspirations to be or to do something amazing. You want to be the best mom. You want to kill it at work. You want to grow your own business. You want to be an athlete. You want to compete. You want it all. I get that. I want to do it all too. I want to take on everything. I am passionate about so much and I want to do so much greatness on so many levels. But is that realistic? You tell me. For me, I there's so much stuff that means the world to me. And when something new comes up or I'm talking about something and I get fired up, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to take that to the extreme. I want to make it amazing. I want everybody to know what I'm talking about. I want everybody to what this is. And that's more than just one thing in my life, of women that are so proud of the things that they care about, whether it's their family, their work, their side passion, their side hustle, what they're in the gym, whether it's a power athlete, a weightlifter, a CrossFitter, or in our blood. It's in our be the best at everything. No idea why we feel that we can conquer everything, but we can get pretty close to conquering everything that we want and taking over the world. It just means that we have to do it and how we do it. So let's talk about if you're able to take on more things. Well, most of us probably can't, or most of us don't really have the time, but maybe there's areas that you can shift around to make more time. Maybe be better with our time management. So, your plate currently. Let's say you work a full time job, you're going to the gym, you have a family at home, and you have a side hustle. Well, that's probably stretching you pretty thin. And on top of that, you want to go back to school, whether it is on top of everything else. So you're taking on more things. You have to break it down for how much time you actually have in your day and setting strong boundaries. Those strong boundaries need to start with your health. Are you making time for your health? Are you going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week and getting out for other forms of movement on those other days? Are you prioritizing a nutritious diet that is fueling your body and giving you energy throughout the day? Are you sleeping at least 7 hours a night and feeling rested most of the time? And are you managing your stress? If yes to all of those, you're probably not ready to take anything else on. And that is hard to hear. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to believe that they can do it all. And I'm here to tell you that's the sad realization. It's not that bad, but it's realistic. And I think where I've come to realize for myself, and maybe you've realized this too, or maybe it's kind of popped into your head a few times, but really asking yourself, like, is this worth it? Is it worth it to spend this extra time doing something that isn't necessarily bringing you happiness, but it's bringing more stress? Like, are the things in life that you're doing bringing you pros? And that's your question because we only get one life to live. And for me and for other people, we're in our late 30s, early 40s, maybe mid 40s. We're getting to a point in our life that we should not be to fill every time slot in our day with something. We got to be enjoying life. If you're not happy and you're finding yourself like super stressed out and you're fine and you can't time to do the things that fear, why would you want something else on your plate that's probably taking away from your health and making you even more stressed out? I would really like someone to tell me why, why we do this, or why maybe you yourself do this. Like, what is the end goal? What is the over the world? One healthy habit at a time. What does that mean? I truly believe if you prioritize your health, like to the gym, making sure that you're having a nutritious diet, you're sleeping 7+ hours a night, you're feeling rested most of the time, and you're managing your stress. If you are doing all of those, by all means, I feel that you might be able to take on more things. And on more things, you also have the ability to use the tools that you have to manage your plate, your time management, and your stress. But if you're not already managing and you're already drowning and you're barely coming up for air, sign that something needs to give, especially in the last year, is setting hard boundaries. I make sure that I put in my workout and I'm willing to give up my Sundays, and that takes me through the week the majority of the time. This is one that recently has definitely challenged me, and areas have helped me manage my stress. Obviously, talking about it, that is kind of my opposite, who is able to balance me out. We talk about things a lot, and he helps me when I'm worked up and helps me kind of see the big picture when sometimes I get really hyper focused on just one thing. I also find that it helps me to organize my daily tasks. So spend, an hour figuring out what needs to be done for that day every day. And so I have a daily task spreadsheet. It tells me exactly what needs to get done on those days. And I make sure that on Friday or Saturday, I have that up to date for the week coming up. This is helpful for people that, whether you own your business or you are self employed, top of everything, making sure that you don't lose sight of certain things. The stress, also meditation and taking the breathing techniques and being able to relax a busy mind is something that definitely has come in handy. Not to say that I don't have nights that my mind starts to wander, or I wake up in the middle of the night and my body's like, all right, it's time to go. Let's think about all the stuff we need to do and let's do it. But then I have to empty it, right? I have to get it out of my brain to be able to relax again and not get a sense of anxiety in the middle of the night. I know people, one of the biggest things, especially that up their sleep or give them a hard time falling asleep, is anxiety. Their mind is just busy all the time thinking about all the things that they may need to still do or things that maybe they didn't get done on that day. A couple things that you can do with that is empty it before you go to bed, write it down, get it off your brain, set reminders for yourself, whatever you need to do to get it out of your head, and empty the garbage at night. So, do you conquer and take over the world? Taking on more things, you will be able to manage your time, manage your stress, and making sure that the tasks and everything that you have going on is not taking away from your health and your well-being. That is when we want to be able to in everything that we're doing. And we're left with, and we always tend to put ourselves, our health on the back burner, right? And I think it's just in our nature to put everybody else first, put everything else ahead of us. And then if we have time, we'll look after ourselves. And that is not okay. If you are not taking care of yourself and you're not giving yourself what you need for your happiness, that will turn into resentment. And you may find that you end up disliking yourself. You're resentful, you're moody, you're snappy, you're short with your partner, you're short with people around you, and you may not understand where that's driving from. But at the end of the day, like, you yourself need to advocate for yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. If you're a member of Forge Valley Fitness, you have your coaches there. If you have your own coach, a nutrition coach or a life coach, those people will be on your side behind you, giving you the reassurance and the guidance and the support and the accountability for you. But if you don't have that, you need to be that for yourself. And it is tough. I think if you're going down the path of trying to conquer everything that's going on in your life and taking on more things, and you're already feeling that stress and anxiety, and you're not sleeping, and you're every day you're dragging your feet, you're exhausted, it's not going to get easier unless you make a change. And there's two ways that you can make a change. One, take things off your plate, or two, start making time for your health, managing that stress, getting in your exercise, getting in that nutritious diet, and getting in that sleep. I think one question that I've found myself asking some members and some of my own clients is, do you want to live like this the rest of your life? How you feel right now? whether you're exhausted, you're in pain, you're unhappy, whatever the case may be. Is this how you want to live the rest of your life? If you can honestly say, yeah, it's fine, then so be it. Keep doing what you're doing. No worries. But if you're like, no, this is not the way that I want to live the rest of my life, then you need to make a change. That is the hard, hard truth. We sometimes tend to get into this mindset where whether we sweep it under the rug, we ignore the fact that if we keep doing what we're doing, nothing's going to change, that we don't want to accept that things aren't going to change, or that we have this hope that if I just keep doing what I'm doing, hopefully something will start working itself out. That's not the case. The only way things start to work themselves out is when you make the proper changes. So, how can you conquer and take over the world? It's by one healthy habit at a time, going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week, and getting after other forms of movement on those other days. Prioritizing a nutritious diet that fuels your body and gives you energy throughout the day. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night of quality sleep that leaves you feeling rested most of the time. And most importantly, managing and or reducing your stress. That is how you are going to conquer and take over the world, because we want it all, don't we? I want it all. Do you want it all? If you want it all, you got to do what it takes. All right, signing off.